This is the checklist that I'll be using to audit this website, and it's going to be free. The entire auditing process using this checklist is going to be totally free, and I'm actually going to give away this checklist. You can find this download link in description. All the required URLs and websites that I'll be using, I've pasted all the links here, so you don't need to worry about that. And this is actually this checklist was actually created by Chase Reiner, and I tried downloading it from his site, but for some reason it wasn't working, so I had to create one for myself. And so here is it, and I'll be actually giving away this for free. You can find the download link in description. So let's begin. And oh, by the way, the introduction, I skipped that part. Hi everybody, my name is Sahil, and in this video I'm going to be auditing this website using completely free to use tools and this checklist. You can find the download link of this checklist in description. So let's begin. This checklist is divided into separate categories. You can see on page, blog page, site architecture, Google Analytics, Schema Markup, plugins, and audit, accessibility, and so on and so forth. So first, what I need to do is the name of the website. It's Fuel Digital In, and the target URL, that is the URL I'm going to be auditing. So I'll plug that in here and then begin the auditing process. So first we'll be starting with the on-page SEO. So about page. Does this website have an about page? Here it is. So you just need to put an X in the required column and it'll automatically change its color. So if I put an X here, it'll turn yellow. If it's in the caution column, if it's in the failed column, it'll turn red, and if it is not applicable, it will change its color to this grayish color, ash color. So yeah, so about page, yes, the website has an about page, so that's fine there. Next we have contact page. So here is the contact us page. It's perfectly fine, it's working. Here is the about page. Okay, so let me just head over to the home page. So yes, contact page. Include NAP on contact page. NAP basically stands for name, address, and phone number on the contact page. So let's see whether there's NAP included or not. So we have the address and contact. Actually, this is actually a website that I own, and it's a pretty new website. I'm still working on it. It's not 100% SEO optimized and those, so I'm still working on it. So yeah, so I've got the required address and email. I actually don't want to add any phone number there as of now, so I haven't. So that's why I've actually, I can just put it in caution. I can write no phone number. That's it. Okay, so terms of service page, privacy policy page. So if I scroll to the bottom, I have terms and conditions and privacy policy. So that's fine there. Okay, secure content, is it SSL? So I have this padlock enabled, so connection is secure. So SSL is a page isn't blocked from indexing. If I head over to this and if I just put site : hit enter, I can see it appear on the Google search results, and this is the page that we're looking. So yes, page isn't blocked from indexing, so that's fine there. Alternatively, if I open Screaming Frog, I talked about this tool in the previous video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll put that link in description or maybe in the I button, and you can watch it from there. I've actually shared a paid complete template, auditing template in that video that you can get it from my website. You'll find all the links in that video as well. Anyway, after watching this video, if you want to basically watch me do a complete comprehensive audit, then you can watch that video after watching this one. Anyway, so what we're doing is page isn't blocked from indexing. So this is the page that we are auditing, and if we check the indexability here, it's indexable. So this is another way of finding out whether a page is indexable or not. So that's fine there. Custom title tag. If I open this site here, and if I open this extension, Chrome extension, it's called SEO Meta in one click. I can see the title here, Fuel Digital. This is the title right here. I know it's not I'm not targeting any keywords with this yet. However, just for this purpose, I'm showing you this title. So this is the title. Alternatively, this is another way of finding out the title. If I just put page titles, go over this, you can see this is the page, and here we have the page title. So yes, custom title tag, custom meta description. If I open Screaming Frog, head over to meta description, this is the page, and here is the meta description. And so I have the custom meta description as well. Then I have the favicon. For this is the favicon right here. All these small little icons, these are the favicons. So I have the favicon here. So that's in green, SEO friendly URLs. If I check all these URLs, they are not excessively, these URLs do not consist of like 7-8 words. These are simple SEO friendly URLs consisting of 3 to 4 words. So yes, all my URLs are SEO friendly. Now thin content, for this I can say it's something that I need to be cautious about, because it says content with less than 500 words. In this case, we have 379 words in this page, and you can check that. I can check that using this same tool, Screaming Frog. This is, by the way, a completely free to use tools for 500 URLs, and chances are most of the websites that you and I are going to be auditing will be of less than 500 pages. So yes, what we're doing, thin content. So for the word count, I can just content, here is the word count. For this page, I can see the word count is 379. So that's not something that we want. We want it to be at least 500 words. Okay. Now location pages linked to main navigation. This actually does not apply for this website. It essentially applies when have when it's a store that has multiple locations. So in that case, we want the location pages to be linked to the main navigation for better user experience. I have this multimedia content like videos and maps. I can see it's present because if I go to the contact page, I can see this map right here. So there I have only mapping contact pages present, no videos as of now. So that's it there. Now robots.txt. For robots file, I'll just select this entire URL /robots.txt and hit enter. So it's right here. I've allowed it. So that should have this allow tag and not disallow tag. So for the admin part it's disallowed, but for this it's allowed. So that's fine there. So I have it. Next, sitemap included in robots.txt. So I have this sitemap here in robots.txt. So that's fine. Then the sitemap. For the sitemap, I'll select this whole thing. That's what I'll put. Sitemap.xml and hit enter. This is the sitemap. So I have the sitemap present as well. So that's an X. And this sitemap, as you can see, is generated by All-in-One SEO. That's actually the plugin, SEO plugin that I'm using for this website. So that's right there. So that was about the on-page SEO. That was about the on-page SEO. I think there's one more thing that I can add on to this. I believe there's one more thing that I can add on to this, and what I can add is HTTPS read HTTPS redirects. Is my website redirecting to the preferred version? In order to check that, all I need to do is try out different version of this. I'll remove the S and press enter and see what happens. Yes, it is redirecting to the preferred version. I'll just remove everything and put www dot and see if it redirects. Yes, it is redirecting. I'll put HTTP there and www dot. Okay, I'll remove everything and see. Yes, so all the versions are redirecting, so that's an X there. Okay, next we come to the blog page. Now, is there a blog section in my website? Yes, there is. So I'll come to this blog page. So you can see it is different contents that I've put out. Consistent content. This is something that I need to be cautious about, because the contents, if you look at the date, it's not at all consistent. It's December 26, November 13, November 8, so it's not at all consistent. So that's something I need to be cautious about. So no consistent content. Then social sharing, that's a red flag right there. No social sharing option. This is something that I have not included it yet, because like I told you, this is something I'm still working on. This is something that I haven't included deliberately, so that's a red flag there. This is something that I need to include. Then categorized post, no categorized post due to low content volume, because the content volume is low, so that's why I haven't categorized. Although all these are part of one category, but I haven't specifically showed it here in this stuff because the content volume is low as of now. So that's it. Next, we are now slowly moving to the technical sections. So now we have the site architecture. For the site architecture, categorized URL structure. If I come over to this and if I look at this URL structures, I can clearly see that these are all categorized. If I head over to this, I'll put an X there. 404 pages. For the 404 pages, we'll just put something random and hit enter and see what happens. Do I have a proper functioning 404 page? Yes. So that's fine there. I have proper 404 pages and it's working. Now, are all header and footer links working? Header and footer, yes, all my header and footer links are working properly. I've checked that. So yes, you need to basically manually check it, click all these links and see if it's working or not. Contact, blog, shop, about, it's working, this is working, this is working, this is working, this is working. The shop, basically, now let me just tell you something about the shop here. If you open this thing, the complete website SEO template, you'll be able to download this comprehensive template that I was talking about earlier. I'll actually put that video in the I button so you can watch it. This is a checklist. This basically tells us whether this is fine or not. In this template, you'll be able to dig deep and figure out what actually is wrong. This has everything in it. So feel free to check that video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But right now, let's move on with our audit, this checklist. So is Google Analytics installed? So is Google Analytics installed? Yes, Google Analytics is installed. If I view page source code and if I type analytics TICS, and here I can see the analytics is installed. There's another way of checking whether Google Analytics is installed or not. You can watch the other video for this and find it out. I'm not going to talk about that here anymore. I don't want to make this video too lengthy unnecessarily. Now, for the schema markup and OG data, open graph data. So this for the open graph data, this is the website that I'll be using. You can find the link here in this column. So this is basically open graph, open graph, open graph, open. What happened to the open? This is the open graph data. This one. So this is the open graph data. It'll basically tell me if I plug in this URL on sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, how will it appear? How will it show up? So I can see this is something that I would not want. If anybody plugs in this URL on Facebook, it's going to show up this way. This is not something that I want. In Twitter, it's going to show up this way. LinkedIn, it's going to show up this way. So this is definitely something that I don't want. I want a proper nice image to show up here. So just for this purpose, let me just select, maybe something and like this. So if I select this image, so if I correct it, and what I'm saying is if I fix this issue of open graph data, I can do it easily by through my SEO plugin on WordPress. You just need to click 2-3 buttons and then you'll be able to fix it using, if you're using Yoast, if you're using all-in-one SEO, there's a separate column where it allows you to basically tell them, specify it, how you want your website to appear on social networks, how do you want a particular URL to appear on social networks, so you can optimize it accordingly. So this is just for example purpose. I've used this image, but you can use any image you want. So yes, so as of now, this is something that's not optimized. So it's something that I need to be cautious about. Next we have schema errors. So for the schema, I talked about this in the earlier video as well. So I'll be using this website. You can find the link here. I pasted the link. You just plug in and run the test, and this has detected 0 errors. So I'm fine there. So 0 errors, nothing to worry about that. Next we have plugins. This is WordPress specific. So now I'm using an SEO plugin, so that's a green signal there, and the caching plugin I'm using one, so that's again there. I'm using Lightspeed Cache, and SEO plugin is all-in-one SEO. I've just found out if I put this sitemap.xml, you can see here generated by all-in-one SEO. So right there I know that I'm using an SEO plugin. If you don't know whether you're using a caching plugin or not, just leave it blank. Now for the GMB optimization, that doesn't apply to this website because this is not a local website, so that's why it's all on the not applicable column. But anyway, I'll show you how to do GMB optimization. I'll come back to it later. First, let's move on to page speed optimization. For the page speed optimization, you can Google page speed insights. So for the page speed optimization, Google page speed insights basically gives you 2 types of scores, one for mobile and one for desktop. So if we just click this link right here, that'll take you to this page of page speed insights, and you just need to plug in the URL here, and it'll give you 2 scores, one for the mobile and one for the desktop. So first let us see what we have. First we have the mobile score. So for the mobile score, if I say FCP, first contentful paint, how much time it is taking for the first piece of content to show up. It's 3.1 second, it's in red, which means this is something that we don't want. Now, ideally, we want this load time to be way lower than this, maybe within 1.5 seconds or something. So this is something that I need to be cautious about. So I can see in the notes section I've mentioned 3.1 seconds FCP, which means first contentful paint. For the desktop version of PageSpeed Insights, it is showing me 0.8 seconds, literally in less than a second it's loading. So that's something great. Okay, so that's with 0.8 second FCP. So this is the link for that tool. Next, GT metrics. For GT metrics, if you just click this this link, that'll take you to this page of GT metrics. That'll take you to GT metrics, and if you just plug in your URL and analyze it, you'll get this whole report. And you can see LCP, which is the largest contentful paint, that is how much time it is taking for the largest piece of our website to show up. You can see largest element to show up, it's 2.4 seconds, and ideally the time should be 1.2 seconds or less. So this is something that we need to work on. So if I head over to this performance, and if I come to this fully loaded time, here you can see 3.8 seconds. So this is not something good. I want it to be, it's not something good, but it is neither something that's too bad. It's in between, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. So this is something that I need to be cautious about. And if I can see, 2.3 seconds is the FCP, which is the first contentful paint. FCP, here it is. First contentful paint is 2.3 seconds. So I need to be cautious about that. The load time under 3 seconds, no way, because we've just found out in GT metrics that our load time is 3.8 seconds. So that's not under 3 seconds. So we need to work on that. Server response time under 600 milliseconds. So here we have failed this test, because if we head over to this page speed, and if I scroll down here, this report, reduce initial server response time, I can see for the mobile score it's literally over 1000 milliseconds, and for the desktop it's 940 milliseconds. So that's 940 milliseconds for the desktop. Desktop version, 940 milliseconds for the desktop version. So I need to work on that. So that's a red flag right there. For image compression, I'm doing that right, because if I head over to Screaming Frog, and for the image compression, if I head over to Screaming Frog and come to images, if I let me apply the filter, we apply it by the size, you can see the largest image size is 320 KB. All the other images are less than that. So the largest size is 320 KB. So that's great, that's fantastic. I can still work on lowering that, but comparatively it's great. You can see most of my images are under 100 KB. So that's fine there. So I'm using image compression, that's right. Next we have browser caching. In order to check browser caching, I'll just head over to this website. There's the link for the browser caching, this one, browser caching checker. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to this page, and if you just plug in the URL, hit check, and this will essentially show you which URLs are being cached and which aren't. So I can see so many cached URLs I have, and this is something that I want. I want browser caching to work properly, because if browser caching works properly, that will reduce my load time, and that will basically give better user experience. And Google loves websites that have great user experience. So I want proper browser caching enabled, and I can see that the browser caching is working in this case, and this, if that's something that I want. But still I can see there's room for a lot of improvement, because I can see I have a lot of non-cached files. Alternatively, if I head over to my PageSpeed Insights with Control F caching, you can see here I still have like 49 resources that can still be cached. So there's room for improvement. So that's why this is something that I need to be cautious about. That's why it's in yellow, and it needs more improvement. Next, these are super technical stuffs, by the way, as you can see. Next we have gzip and broadly compression. Now these, basically what this does is it compresses your web pages, and the benefit of that is because when this gzip and broadly, since it compresses the web pages, the benefit you get is that when a user's browser sends a request, what it does is it renders that cached version, that compressed version, and then the browser uncompresses that and shows you the information. That this reduces the server load, and it decreases the load time. So this is essentially the benefit of broadly compression. So you just need to click this link, and that will take you to this page for this one, gzip compression. It will take you to this page. You just plug in the URL, hit check, and you can see I have broadly is enabled here. I can see 84.61% is compressed. So that's, as you can see, the original size was 169.9 KB, and the compressed size is 26.1 KB. So you can feel the difference there. You can see the difference right here. So we can estimate how much it reduces the server load and how much it decreases the load time. Next we have this HTTP2. For that, just click that link and it'll take you to this page. You just need to plug in your URL, test, and it'll show you this. I can say HTTP2 protocol is supported, so I'm fine there. Next we have JavaScript and CSS minification. I want to minify JavaScript and CSS in order to reduce the load time, and I can see here it's minified. You can see minified CSS, it's green. Minify JavaScript, it's in green for the mobile version as well. And say minify CSS in green, minify JavaScript in green. So that's fine there. Next, lazy loading. If you're using WordPress and if you updated your site, it automatically lazy loads by default. WordPress integrates that, so that's something we don't need to worry about that much anymore. Next we come to this portion, web design, mobile friendly test. So for the mobile friendly test, just here's the link for the mobile friendly test. Once you click that link, that should take you to this page. All you need to do is plug in the URL and run the test, and this will essentially show you whether the page is mobile friendly or not. And I can see here page is mobile friendly, so that's green right there. Next we have on-site social media. This is, I don't have that, so this is something that I failed. So no on-site social media present, because I've deliberately not optimized for this as of now, so that's a red flag right there. Next, proper user-friendly navigation. I can see this site is easy to navigate. If I hit inspect element, even the mobile version is easy to navigate. I can see right here, so that's fine there. Irrelevant pop-ups, so no pop-ups right there, because you can see here the cumulative shift is good, and this essentially this score degrades the more pop-up you have. So I don't have any pop-up as of now, and so that's fine there for the layout for the pop-ups. Next we have accessibility. For accessibility, first we have contrast. Now in order to check for the contrast, you need to check Lighthouse report. Now Lighthouse is essentially another developer tool in Chrome, just like Search Console and PageSpeed Insights. So there are two ways of accessing the Lighthouse report. You can right click, inspect, head over to performance, network. Sorry, Lighthouse, here it is. So you just right click, inspect, and Lighthouse, and you can generate report from here for the mobile or desktop. Or there's an easier way for this. You just need to install this Chrome extension called Lighthouse. This one, I have that installed here, and if I just click on this and generate report, it'll generate me this report. In this report, I can find this contrast. So all I need to do is I'll click Control F and search for contrast. So here it is. So there is an error with this contrast. You can see this portion, it's getting blend. So basically what this contrast is doing is, see, background and foreground colors do not have sufficient contrast ratio. So the foreground color is merging kind of thing with the background color. It's getting, the blend is not the way we want. So for this, I can see this copyright trademark of my site is having a slight problem. I have done that deliberately because I don't want it to. I can see right here, you can see this thing right now. Let's see here, this one, you can see it's merging with the background, it's camouflaging with the background, it's camouflaging in the background, you can see. So that's why there's an error with that, but this is something that I've done deliberately because I want it to appear that way. But anyway, that's fine with this. But had that been for any of this page's content, then that's something I would have to worry about, and I would have then needed to fix that. But this is not that big of a deal, so that's fine there. So that's why I've put a green. But if it was for any important page content, then that would have been a red. Next we have image custom titles. Am I using custom titles for my images? So in order to check that, there are two ways. I can either use this plugin I have and head over to images. I can see I'm using, I'm actually not using any title. I can see here, no title, but this is the image, this is the image, this is the image. I'm not using any title. So for this, that's a red flag there. Not using custom titles. For the alt tags, I can see I'm using alt tags. You can see here, you can see I'm using alt tags for this. But there are a lot of other images in my website for which I'm not using alt tags, so that's something I need to be cautious about. So that's what I've mentioned, all images do not have proper alt tags. Now there's another way of checking for this custom titles and alt tags. The Open Screaming Frog, head over to images, and if I just select any image, it will show me what's the title. I can see there's no title. Oh, oops. I can see here title 1, nothing. If I can then look for the alt tags as well. Where's the alt tag? Alt tag. This actually should show me the alt tag. Missing alt attribute, missing all. If I actually filter, because all my images have alt tag, that's an grafter, that's fine. Why isn't this showing me the alt tag? Word count, response percentage. Oops, this is Okay, so for some reason this is not, I think, showing the alt tag now, but this should show alt tag anyway. So this was the method. You can use this you can simply use this extension to look for that. I don't know why this isn't showing the alt tag here. If I filter it, I can see missing alt text, alt attribute, none, for all. Anyway, we should move on to this now. Legible font sizes, and for the tab targets I need to check the Lighthouse report. So if I open the Lighthouse report and if I just font sizes, you can see here under SEO, which is 93, which is great. You can see here document uses legible font sizes, that's in green, and tab target size appropriately, that's again in green. So all my font sizes are readable, it's legible, that's something that I want, and tab targets are sized appropriately. That'll just enable me to, you know, click around on my website properly. So I know that these buttons are not getting on each other's way and causing problems for the user. So they're, you know, they're sized appropriately. There are spaces in between, and I can click around properly without any problem. All these links and all this. So that's basically tab targets are sized appropriately. Next, I have domain authority and page authority. I can simply use Moz to check this. So you just need to install the Moz bar extension and create a free account on Moz, and then once you open this, it'll show you what the domain authority and what's the page authority. I can see the page authority in this case is 3 and domain authority is 1, and this is, by the way, 1 out of 100, which is extreme. It's pathetic, but that's simply because this is a pretty new website. So that's why this slowly builds up with time. It takes a long time to build up this domain authority and page authority. So yeah, so that's the thing. Domain authority 1 out of 100, and page authority 3 out of 100. So that was there for this. Now for the GMB optimization, I'm going to use a random website that I found, because in for this website that I'm auditing right now, the GMB doesn't apply because there's no Google My Business listing for this as of now. So in order to show you how to do this GMB thing, GMB audit, I've searched for a random thing, Dentist San Diego, and I have come to the 10th page, and I've found this website, Spectrum Dental, something like that, and I've just entered that here in the search bar, and this is the thing that I've showed up. So this is the GMB listing that I'm going to audit in this case. So I'm going to just remove these quickly. Okay, so just for this video, I'll be auditing this for the GMB listing, and like I told you, I found this is a random website that I found. Okay, so for the physical address, do I have the physical address? It's right here. So that's present, that's green. Website URL, does the website load? Open it. I can see here it's loading, so fine, that's fine there. Phone number and correct hours. So here I have the phone number, and here I have the correct hours. That's there. Getting reviews. Are they getting reviews? Yes, they are getting reviews. 51 Google reviews. Yes, they are. Are they responding to reviews? Let me see if they are. I don't. Yes, they are responding to reviews. Yes, I can see them responding to reviews. Okay, so yes, they are responding to reviews, but they're not responding to every single review. So this is something they can still work on. not responding to every single review. So they're not responding to every single review. I can see that. So that's something we can work on. Oops. Keyword stuffed title tag. So you can see that title tag is not keyword stuff. There are a lot of GMB listings that like to just simply stuff the title tag with stuff the keywords on title tag, but in this case these guys, they're not using that, so that's great, that's fine. So keyword stuffed title tags, no, they are not doing keyword stuffed title tags, so they are fine there. Using post capability, are they posting on GMB? If I just scroll down, I can see yes, they are posting, they are using the post capability, so that's fine there. Next, for citations, this is again for local websites only, for local sites. So for citations, I'll just need to check whether the citation count is low and are there any inconsistent citations. For inconsistent citations, what that means is, are their NAP, that is name, address and phone number, consistent in every single citation they are building. So in order to check that, I'll be using this website. What is this one? I'll be using this website in order to check that. So now you can find the link of that website right here. Here you can find the link of the website right here. You just need to click on that, and that'll take you to this page. Now here you just need to enter these business details. You can easily find all these business details on the GMB listing. So first was the name. Let me just copy the name and enter it here. Next, the address. Here we have the address, and then we have the phone number. View local scans. This will scan it. If you found some value out of this video, by the way, like it, share it, tell other people about it, subscribe to this channel, and let's see. Let's continue with the video. Oh, it's 12 a.m. now. You can see 17% inaccurate listings. So 17% inaccurate listings. And out of that 17% inaccurate listings, 16% of the fault is with the business name. So the business name is not consistent. Address is not consistent everywhere. Phone number is not consistent everywhere. So in order to check that, I'll just scroll down and see in Yahoo, everything looks fine. On Bing, it looks fine. Facebook, Yelp, MapQuest. In city search, the name is not matching. You can see it right here in city search. The name is not matching. It looks fine. In here again, the name is not matching. Here again, no listing found. In this yellow pages, no listing found. Oh, yellow pages goes green. No listings found. Here a hot frog, no listing found. But that's why you don't need to, build citations everywhere. Most of these, in most of these websites, they have the citations. That's nice. And in the big ones, they have it right on Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, Facebook. Everywhere they have it in Google, they have it right. So that's fine there, but you can improve. But since you already have the citations in this, you can simply just go in and edit this. And here as well. And if you feel like you can just build some new citations on these things, Chamber of Commerce and stuff. Here the problem with the name, you can see, and improve that and fix that. So that's with the citations. So low citations, no, they've got a pretty good citation. And inconsistent citation, yes, this is something they need to be cautious of. Fix the inconsistent citations and maybe build new ones. No problem. No issues here. So I'm done with the GMB as well. So that's it for this free SEO audit checklist. So that was it for this free SEO audit checklist. If you found this video useful, like it, tell other people about it, share it, subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, leave them down in comments below. I'll be happy to answer. And if you need the comprehensive, if you want to do a comprehensive audit of your website, you can get my this template that I created. This is something that I created. You can get it. It's only 49 rupees. It's literally less than $1. If you need to make the payments in international gateway, you can use the Stripe payment method, and if you're paying in rupees, that's no problem at all. If you're paying in rupees, you can use any of the payment gateway, Instamozo or Razorpay. If you need to make the payment in, if you're making international payment, then that's the Stripe thing that you need to use. You already know that, I guess, but still, for ease, I'm just telling it because somebody else had a problem with the payment. And so yeah, so if you're paying in rupees, you can use Instamozo or this Razorpay. If you need to make the payment in international payment, you can use this Stripe. It's only 49 rupees if you get it right now. It's literally less than $1. Only 49 rupees if you get it right now. So yeah, that's it for this video. And this is the free checklist. I'll again leave links of this. I'll again leave both links of this free as well as the paid version in description. For this free version, you don't have to pay anything. That's why it's free. For the paid version, again, it's only 49 rupees if you get that right now. This one. But anyway, thanks for watching.